My Lego room is so full that honestly, it looks like shit. So I decided to buy a new house so I could build a second Lego room specifically for my UCS sets. So I packed them up into boxes and I made the trip to the new house. So this is the new Lego room. I'll show you what I'm working with. First up, there's a wardrobe that I'm going to dismantle and put some big shelves inside. I've also got this window that I want to cover up to prevent any more sun damage to my sets. First thing I did was remove the wardrobe doors and I started to unscrew the brackets to remove the shelf. This was more time consuming than I expected and a bit difficult because of how tight the shelf was. I didn't want to cut it to make removal easier as I'm going to use this later in the video. My girlfriend made me some lunch so I had a quick break and completed disassembly by removing the door tracks. Now that the wardrobe is free, I began building the IKEA shelves I purchased for this area. I decided to get the IKEA pack shelves as they are basically just deeper, bigger versions of the Billy bookshelf, making them ideal for displaying big UCS sets. The opening of the wardrobe was slightly larger than two big pack shelves and one small pack shelf next to each other, so I installed the three shelves by putting the small one in the middle to give it a symmetric look. So the pack shelves are in and I think they look really nice, really happy with how they're turning out, but next up I'm going to build a few more of these Kallax shelves and just put them around this bend here. So I started constructing another Kallax shelf. I didn't put the side piece on though because I need to connect them together. Bit of a mess, but I have attached these two shelves together. I just used some glue and clamped them together, and then I put some metal brackets on as well at the top, and I did some underneath on the bottom. So now what I've done as well is I built this frame to go around the corner. This is going to act as like a kicker just to raise the shelves up a little bit, and so that I can push the shelves back hard against the wall so that the skirting boards aren't in the way. So now I'm just going to add some skirting boards to the fronts of these so that they blend in nicely, and then I can lift these two shelves up onto the kickers. So I did the kickers and I put the shelves on top of the kickers now, and I'm really happy with how it's turning out so far. Next step is I want to put a top on top of all of these, so I'm going to be using this here. So I just got to go get a long one to put on top of here, and I'll check it in, cut it around so it fits in here nice, covers up the gaps, and just covers up the gaps at the back as well. But yeah, I think it's going to look way nicer once that top's on. And I will also put like an LED strip under this lip here that will just hopefully light up some of these sets. So I think that will look pretty cool. So I've got the bench tops on top here. I did like a little checkout around this section here and tried to make it look nice. The wall wasn't exactly straight, unfortunately, which led to this little gap here, but it is what it is. Can't really do too much about that. I think I'm going to get like some white tape and put it over this join just to make that look a bit nice. But yeah, you can see there are sections where there are gaps. That's just because the wall isn't straight. But I did the best I could, and I'm going to get with that white tape that I was saying and put it on the end here as well, just to finish that off nicely. But now that that's all in, I'm going to start putting some sets in these shelves here. And once I put those sets in there, I can also put some sets in here and on top of this, on top of these tabletops as well. And once they're all in, I'll know which sets I've got left over to put on the floating shelves, and it will help me figure out where the floating shelves are going. So before I put the sets in the room, I just wanted to show you guys what the spare room currently looks like. So you can see the whole floor is overtaken by sets as well as the wardrobe, and they're even overflowing into the bathroom. So I've got a lot of sets I've got to fit in this room. So I've got a bunch of the sets in here now. I'm really happy with how many I could get on this shelf and also around here. I think they look really cool. I'm not 100% set on these sets being down here yet because you can't really see them too well, but it will depend on how much other shelf space I have. But so far, I'm very happy with how it's all turning out. So now I've got a bunch of these floating shelves here. I've got these skinnier ones. They're going to go across here to fit sets such as the helmets and the diorama sets. And then I've got these IKEA ones, which are a bit wider, and they're going to be going around here so I can fit the rest of the UCS sets, because I'll just give you a quick look. I've still got all of these sets. Sorry, it's a bit dark in here. Still got all of these sets, and then plus a bunch up here. still put into the room. So yeah, I'm gonna start installing the floating shelves onto these two walls now. So I installed 5 of these smaller shelves and just filled them with helmets, diorama sets, as well as some of the other bigger buildable figures that I couldn't fit anywhere else. I really like the way that this is looking, but I also went ahead and started to install some of the bigger floating shelves for the UCS sets. So I did 2 of them here, one just for the Y-Wings and the other one for the 3 TIE Fighters. So now that they're in, I got to put some more on the bigger wall. So I went ahead and I also added some more floating shelves here. So I just got a really long one in the middle and then 2 of the shorter ones there. I really like how the Imperial shuttle can just poke through on the top. That's sort of my intention. So I put him in the middle, but then also either side, I just got 2 really small ones as well, just to hold some smaller sets. Yeah, I really like the way that these floating shelves look. So I added this Billy bookshelf in here for the Death Star. It actually fits in here pretty perfectly. I just had to take off the tip of the laser there to make it fit, but I'm really happy with how that's going to fit. But as you can see, there's a little bit of room here. Now, it doesn't look like much room, but it actually is enough room to fit a shelf from IKEA. I think it's called the Gnedby, something like that. So that's what I've got here. So I'm going to build that now, put that there. And I've also got another IKEA thing here. This is a LAC coffee table, which is going to go in the middle of the room, and I'm going to build a mock on top of it. So yeah, I'm going to build them now. So I went ahead and I built the Gnedby. It's pretty easy. It didn't take too long, but I just put that next to the Billy and I filled it up with a bunch of helmets. I really like the look. I've been wanting to do something like this for ages, but now I've finally been able to do it. And I went ahead and I built the LAC coffee table as well and just placed it in the center of the room. Okay, so I've added the table in here and I've also added this shelf here. I'm going to put a mock on top of this table here. Let me know what you guys think the mock is going to be. Let me know in the comments all your predictions, and probably one of my next videos will be me building that mock. So if you want to see it, make sure you subscribe. I'm not too sure what I'm going to put underneath there. Probably just, I'm thinking maybe the snow speeders for now. I do have plans to put another shelf here that will fit those snow speeders plus some future UCS sets when they come out, but probably not going to get this shelf until I actually need to get it. So yeah, table's in, that shelf's in. Pretty much all the shelves are in now. I filled out the Billy bookshelf a bit more. Just got custom UCS invisible hand there, as well as the 20th and 25th anniversary figures. Yeah, I still got like space down there, as well as the top of the shelf is still free, but put all my helmets in the Gnedby as well, so really like the way they look. All right, so I've basically got all of my UCS sets in here now. It's looking really nice. Really happy with how it's turned out. Like I said before, I will be building a mock on this table here, so I bet you guys won't be able to guess what it is. Definitely no hints on here, but I will give you a hint. It is from the best Star Wars movie, which everyone knows is The Last Jedi. So the one downside is there's not really any extra shelves. I do have like these spare shelves for future sets, but like I said before, I do still have this corner that I can get another shelf for, because I think in May there's a UCS Mandalorian Naboo Starfighter coming out, so that could go there. I do also have like on top of here and down here free as well, so, and even under the table, I don't know. I can move some things around in the future and just, the other place is I can also remove this like heater here, because I won't be using that in here, so I can take that out, put something on the floor there. I am planning on putting a bunch of minifigure cases behind the door here, mounting them to the wall. I've been doing that recently, placing all of my figures into cases, so I think they'll look really cool on here. I'm planning on that being one of my next videos, so if you guys want to see that, make sure you check it out. But I can still mount more stuff up here if I really need to, and I was even thinking I can probably put some more of these like thinner shelves up here. I don't know. See what happens in the future, how much room I need, but I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. So I just remembered as well that I just built this custom Ultimate Collector Series turbo tank, so I just quickly chucked him on the bottom shelf for the Billy here. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'm also redoing my other Lego room as well, so make sure you subscribe so that you won't miss that video.